Here's what I want to do.
We're just jumping right into this.
Yeah. Why not?
Sorry, go ahead.
Why not? Here's what I want to do. I want to basically make some sort of better way. Taking a step back, here's what I want to do. I want to make Tumblr page style pages for some of the Farcasters accounts. And I do not want to do this. Like in some way, there probably is some way where I could make a Next app or a Veet app or something and just put the logic in there along with the front end and
blah, blah, logic?
Blah. The logic to hit the Nanar API to get the cast information, make sure it's new, and then save it, basically to a database.
Okay, and then why are you saving it?
I'm saving it because then it's faster over time.
Okay, and you want to have like multiple pages of your Tumblr, not just like 2 or 3 pages.
Yeah, I mean, arguably, like it might be weird for me to be saving this, but it's out there anyway. I want it to look like one of those old school ones where, you know, it has like the masonry layout with the infinite scroll. And I don't really want to deal with that heavy setup of the whole app crap. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to deal with a big framework. And
that's fine. Yeah.
But the catch there is that I need some place to handle the API routing if I'm not going to.
Yeah, that part, the fact that you need an API, I totally understand. I'm just trying to figure out what the output of the API is going to be.
The output of the API in my ideal world is just some JSON. It could honestly be identical to the Nanar response. I don't want to go
to Nanar each and every single time you're
because especially too, because I'm on the free plan, I'm limited.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
so if you get like 10,000 uses or 5,000, you'll be maxed out on free plan.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just still stuck on if we need a database versus if we need a cache. So right now the Monad app I made, if no one opens it for a few days, it's really slow to load because each time you load it, it looks at the last timestamp that it pulled in, and then it pulls in all of the timestamps. And Monad has like a sub-second block time, so looking up blocks like even 10,000 at a time is really slow and stuff. That's because it's cached. So each time someone looks at it, I calculate it if it's been more than like 5 minutes since I've calculated it, and I just get some JSON and I stuff it somewhere. Versus a database, you make tables, and then you can set up like a hourly task that runs and gets their most recent casts, and it finds the ones that aren't in the database, and it ingests them in this database. If that's what you want to do, that's totally fine, because it's not going to be a gigantic amount of
Where
data.
are my options for stuffing it somewhere? Where am I stuffing it?
Everything.
In the browser?
No. Just like how AWS has databases, it has cache services, and Cloudflare has key value storage, and everyone supports it.
Oh.
It just depends on if you want if you wanted like every single post someone's made all time and all of their new ones coming in, I would do the database. If you just want someone to be able to load like your profile and see the last like 300 or 500 or 1,000 posts, I would do a cache.
See,
I made this complicated, didn't I? Should we just do a database because that's what you planned?
Well, no, I mean, I am grateful in some way for being exposed to the alternative approach, right? This is not an approach I would have ever.
Yeah, you understand what I do for a living now. I don't fucking sell skincare. This is the service I provide.
Professional nerd sniper. But you know, so I'm not mad. But now I'm like, well,
what's the use case? What's the ideal use case? How many often are people looking at it?
It's just for fun. I don't think people are looking at it that much. I mean, who knows?
You just want to use it as an opportunity to learn something?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a fun trick, right? And then to me, it's like a fun trick. And then moreover, well, then maybe it gets someone's wheels turning. Like, oh, like I can ingest and redisplay Farcaster data this way. Like maybe I would want to take this idea, and you know what I mean? Like, it's
Have you had any ideas in the prior time until doing this, in which if you had a database, you would know exactly how to do it, but because you hadn't set up a database before, you didn't do the idea?
No, I mean,
Okay.
I've had cases where I didn't set up a database and then I was like, oh, I
Database would make
really
this a lot
should have
easier.
done that. And
Okay.
then had to do, some, what would be the word, refactoring or,
Okay. Yeah.
you
That's
know, so
okay.
I've been in that.
There's a spectrum where on one side, let's say like positive 1.0, it's I just want to build this thing and I want it to be interesting and I want people to use it. Let's say negative 1.0 is I have never done a database or a server, an API endpoint before. I'm really interested in proving that challenge to myself and learning that. Where on negative 1 to positive 1 are you?
Somewhere in the middle,
But leaning which way?
okay, so we're on the scale of 0.1. I just want to get something out fast to negative.
1.0, you just want to get something out. Negative. The semantics don't matter. Is it positive or negative?
Like
Okay.
the real challenge to me here, technical challenge, is like how to do this so it's a static site with.
And not part of a API or something.
Right. I just,
Okay. Got it. Bolted the
Yeah.
database just because it's fucking easy. Okay. I made a bigger deal of that than needed to be. I'm so sorry. There's going to be another spectrum. I know you have an AWS account already, and you do have a Cloudflare account already. On one end, we can literally do this the most minimal way possible for AWS, and you like don't download anything on your computer. You just put some code in a web browser similar to Replit, and everything works. On the other side, we can do what me and Chris, the guy who does the mini NYT clone, does, which is free. Also, they're both free, but the way that we do it is like correct and nice and doesn't have any possible foot guns, or there's no chance you run into a thing and you're like, fuck, I got to redo the entire thing. The pure AWS way, the second you want to start doing something complicated, you're like, fuck, I got to restart this and do it another way.
I see. Well, I mean, this is a leading scale.
I'm going to grab some water while you think about this. How is it leading? You can choose whichever one you want. It's up to you. Okay, I'm back. Okay, did you think about it? Do you want to do Cloudflare workers or do you want to do AWS Lambda?
Well, but hold up. You've talked up AWS Lambda to me before and talked about how like I could use that also.
I said it's a spectrum. I'm giving you examples between the positive and the negative maximum end of the spectrum. If you want to do AWS, but you want to make it slightly harder, but a lot more semantically correct, there are ways to do that. However, I will tell you that the best way of doing it correct, as close to Cloudflare Wrangler as possible for AWS Lambda, they recently completely redid the business purpose of the tool. So now each time you use it, it's like, hey, do you want to give us money? Hey, do you want to give us money? Hey, do you want to give us money? And it is a little bit annoying, but it does work really well. And I've done like 50 apps using it, and they're all good.
Well, and this isn't a mini app, right? This is just a web page.
You just want an API. I hear you.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is a tough one. I'll go with Cloudflare today.
Yay! Okay, that makes life so much easier. All right.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh.
It makes databases easier. It makes life easier. All right, share your screen. Let's go. The very first thing you need to do is find Cloudflare Wrangler and install it. All right, perfect. Sick. Google Cloudflare Wrangler. Wrangler is the CLI suite that we use for doing. Not on this. It's going to be on the Cloudflare docs page.
Why wouldn't they?
Don't worry about it. You're on apps.dash.cloudflare. You want to be on docs. Okay, cool. And then, yeah, the thing that says install. I'm so sorry. Go back to Google and then hit the second one.
Get started.
No. Okay, well, that works too. But literally the second thing at the very top says install. Okay.
Okay, I have that stuff. I have Node and NPM.
We want to do the global install. Scroll down a little bit more. Nope. Okay, it doesn't show it. Okay, whatever the fuck. Go somewhere on your computer and use that command.
Oh, should I make like a?
Yeah, a new folder or something. Look at you writing Solidity.
Tumblr blog.
Scroll up. Yeah, there it is. The install.
Does it have to be the save dev or?
Yeah, because if you don't do save dev, it saves it as a dependency that gets bundled into the final JavaScript.
Oh, I see what you're saying. There's nothing else in this folder right now. This is a
Yep,
brand
that's
new-
perfect. Yep. And then the very first command you're going to run is an initialize project, which is then going to put stuff in this folder.
Oh, perfect. It gives you template files.
Yep. Yep. And we're going to choose the most minimal template. Run Wrangler in it so we have something to do while we're talking.
Oh yeah. What's the command?
Go back to the tab behind you, and it should have a. Of course it doesn't. That would be too easy. On the
Okay.
left, go to or do that. Yeah, and look for init. It's the second one at the very top. Yeah. All right, do that.
Oh no, is this gonna make another folder?
That's fine. We can move the folder. We're gonna be okay. But I'm pretty sure it's not gonna do a folder if you don't type in a name. If you just type in Wrangler init, it should do. You have to do npx Wrangler.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Ooh, oh cute. Okay, that's
Yeah.
cute. Look how
Okay.
cute that is.
And
They
then
have
it
an
needs your
emoji.
permission. Yeah, it needs your permission to hit Y. All right. And then now it's going to install the Cloudflare package, which is then going to do it. If you want it in this folder, just type in a dot and hit enter. Cool. And then hello world. We don't need anything complicated.
Oh.
Worker only at the very top. You're not. This is basically asking, are you going to do this as the API, or is your site going to live on this
In
worker?
the thing. Would you use
JavaScript, please. Yeah.
I told the girlies the other. Much to the chagrin of I'm sure the real true devs on Farcaster. I told the girlies the other day that they probably didn't need to use TypeScript in their personal project.
I'm not saying this in any sexist way. I want to preface this before I say it. I know we are being recorded. I am an ally. I'm not saying this in a sexist way. I don't think like the average woman should have to know TypeScript exists. TypeScript is only good for we're not. Do you want to use Git? Sorry, that was that's a hot take. I'm not being sexist.
Too late for me, bro.
Do you want to use Git for
Way
version
too
control?
late for me. I probably should. Oh,
Yeah. Say yes. Why not? It's just gonna upload it and we'll get a URL right off the bat. Do you have any domains set up in Cloudflare?
I have one, but
Okay, cool. So what we can do is
use it.
we can use a subdomain on it.
Can I set up another one?
You can do whatever the hell you want.
Okay.
Now that I just said women shouldn't do TypeScript, I can't say you shouldn't register a domain. Hit allow. You're killing me.
Sorry, I just my thoughts preoccupied with
That's fine.
with TypeScript.
I just don't think it's okay. Can we talk about this so I can explain why?
Yes.
Okay. TypeScript was made so that when a new employee joins, I believe the Microsoft team, it was Microsoft and React was Meta, I'm pretty sure, but I might be getting that wrong. But the entire purpose of it, of the origin of the process, was so that when a new employee joins the team, they have minimal onboarding time to learn how to contribute to the code base. React was made for that, so they could hire really cheap front-end engineers and get them working on the Facebook.com app. TypeScript was made for this, for people doing APIs and backends. The alternative that happened before this was people would standardize on a framework like the .NET stack or Ruby on Rails instead of making their own. But like it is made for large organizations where a cheap new employee joins the organization and is able to contribute on day zero. It is not made for personal projects.
Yeah, that's what I told them.
Okay, good. Okay, see, mine was. I feel bad about the one I said. Let's go back to the terminal. We should have a URL now to view the hello world.
Oh.
You gotta hit yes first.
Oh.
No. This is your account level. It's gonna be like tumblr.subdomain.workers.dev.
Oh, Keckers.
This is okay, yeah, and this is gonna be your staging URL for all of your Wrangler projects. Okay, Tumblr blog style.
Cute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. I see why you like this so much. Everything's cute.
And it's so fucking easy.
AWS is not cute.
It's saying it took a while. Try loading the URL in Chrome. You can select it, and then you can control click on it or command click on it.
Oh, wow.
It's still being set up. Let's go to the Cloudflare admin. Yeah, not the docs, because that would be too. We can talk about why those are separate sites later too. Go to, on the left, go to compute, parentheses, workers.
Dude, I'm still like, this is, admittedly, it's all still easier to use than Amazon. I really.
Of course, you'll get used to it. The deploy didn't stick, but that's fine. It doesn't matter because it was just our initial deploy to get the URL. Go back into your terminal. What IDE do you
Oh,
use?
it's an error. There was an
Yeah, but that's fine because it doesn't fucking matter for right now. The error is the SSL certificate didn't get made in a quick enough time. If we just run it again, it'll work, but it doesn't. It's not a blocker. What IDE do you use? VS Code.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so type in code space dot, and it's going to open up VS Code in this
I'm
folder.
not sure I have that set up. Yeah.
You hate me so much.
Sorry. Oh, my Solidity.
Your Solidity, I love it. I love it. Oh, you accepted ERC20s, not just ETH.
Yeah, I did change that. Yeah, because I realized I wanted my NFT. I wanted the option to sell NFTs in Piggy.
Okay, that makes sense. It's Tumblr blog style at the very end.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Okay. Here we go.
I'm sorry I said women shouldn't know about TypeScript.
We're not missing.
I stand by it. I'm sorry.
That's a pro woman take.
Thank you. Open up the source folder. Okay. Yeah, go in index.js. Look at how tiny this file is.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Okay, go back into your terminal or use the built-in terminal to VS Code. It's your life.
I like it better.
npx bun. npx wrangler. I was like, that's me. Dev. This is going to set up a local server.
Nice.
Cool. And then if you command click on the localhost 8787, it should open up and it should say command double click maybe. Okay, hello world. Okay, very first thing I need you to do before we move on is turn off your screen share and insert your Nanar API key.
In like a .env?
I'll show you how to do it. It's technically not .env, it's .dev.vars. Because again, it would be too easy for it to be .env, but yeah.
Okay, BRB. How do I turn it off?
You got it. You got it.
Do I?
It literally says stop presenting in front of you. It says stop presenting like 4 places. Okay.
You were in.
It's okay. I'm okay. Can you grab your Nanar API key?
Yeah,
and we need to set it on the Cloudflare worker and locally.
I'm grabbing it in a way that's genuinely, admittedly.
I could have just had you do it on camera and edit it too.
Yeah, that's true. But like, where do we go to Apple and what am I new file am I making here?
Yep, it should be called .dev, D-E-V, .vars.
And just go in the root?
Yep. Okay. Now that you have it in that file, you need to also put it on a server. So in your terminal, npx.
Wait, do I do this in quotes?
No, it really doesn't matter, but no.
No, and just like this is fine?
Yep.
Okay.
And then you need to put it on a server. So npx wrangler secret put, and then type in Nanar API key or whatever the exact same way you just typed it. And then if you hit enter, it'll have you paste in the API key again.
Oh.
Cool?
Cool.
Cool. All right, let's go back to the screen share and go to your index.js.
Look at you, watching out for my keys.
Well, now you just fucking leaked it. on
Not
the
the whole
Replit.
thing.
Yeah,
Not
not the whole thing, but okay. We did all that for nothing.
I
You gotta
know.
close your tabs, woman. That was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, that NFT.
No, I opened it up to get the
Okay,
secret.
okay, okay. If you want to
Yeah.
verify everything worked well, you can go back into the Cloudflare. There we go. Hello. Is it still recording?
Yeah, just recorded the whole
Okay,
way
great.
through. You
No,
said
I'm
close your
glad everyone can see what I have to deal with every day. I'm really glad.
Yeah, I like reflexively just like hung up on you. But luckily, I'm glad you said come back because I started a new call. Oh, I'm not even gonna
Oh
tell
my
you what
God.
stupid
Oh
stuff
my God.
happened. All right, so the key is in. The key is in.
Okay, awesome. We're getting there.
And then we're going back here to this local
Hey, in
host.
your app, is it going to support any? You got to share your screen again. In your app,
Yeah,
does it support anyone having a profile, or just some certain people you want to have profiles?
I really thought about this. In my mind, I'm doing this for a selected group of people,
Okay,
but that
cool. That
feels
makes life a lot easier. No, 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 that's
oh,
fine. You said it's
okay.
just an art piece to show people that this exists and to inspire them to do
It's
their own. It
possible.
doesn't need to
Yeah,
support everyone.
there's like
Yeah.
3 or 4 accounts I want to do this for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin, and then I'm sure people who aren't Justin.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's jump into it, man.
Okay,
We
let's
got
go.
the environment key set up. The very first thing we need to do is go to the Nanar docs and grab the fetch casts API call.
Let's go here then.
That's hardcore managed signers. It's at the very top. Yeah. User and
User.
then fetch
Yeah.
recent casts. Yeah. You want to do it chronologically. Okay. It's going to be great feedback for Rish. Have you used the docs in the last few days?
No.
Okay. So the issue is we need to click on the try it tab to get the actual stuff. However, if we click on the try it tab and you have used this recently, your API key will be cached into it. If not, it'll just show demo API key in. Whatever, we'll ignore it. We'll stick with what we have here. Can you please switch over to JavaScript?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then let's just grab. Oh, that's such an ugly way of doing it. Okay, we're gonna do it ourselves. Don't worry about it. Can you just grab the link between the fetch string, the HTTPS? Yeah, that.
Yeah. Do you want the
No,
option
no,
to
no,
cast?
just the string.
Oh, is it not letting? Oh, there we go.
Yeah. And I'm sorry it has to be like this. Not because you're a woman. I would be apologizing to a man also, or anything that anyone self-identifies as. God, this is. Can you just fucking paste it into your code?
Yeah. Where does it go? Oh, and he.
Oh, now you leaked the API key. I'm so glad I'm not editing this video.
Yeah.
Can you move me to the side? I can't see the code right now because I'm in the middle of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, we're so close. Let's make a function to retrieve a person's most recent casts.
Okay.
It's going to be at the very top, which before the async fetch. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Not there. Sorry, inside the export default, but above the async. It can be above the export default.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, no, not in the slightest. All right, do const, and then we're gonna name the function. So get recent casts, or get persons casts, or get casts by FID, or whatever you want. Cool. No, I'm sorry. It first is an equal sign because we're assigning it to a variable,
Oh,
and then it's a async because it's gonna be an async function. And then it's parentheses, and it's the parameters. So it's going to be the FID we're going to send in.
async. Can you repeat that?
Parentheses, FID, or whatever you want. Just
Can you
lowercase
repeat
would be a lot
that?
easier because we're, Jesus Christ. Hit escape on your keyboard. Okay, cool. Equals, no, that's it. FID is all we need. And then space equals. And then what you had. Open curly brackets, close brackets. I'm sorry, it's equals arrow, alligator, right side. We're good. We're golden. We're gonna start off with the A version, then we're gonna add pagination into it, or maybe I'll just have you do it using OpenAI later. We're gonna do fetch. Okay, we're gonna do fetch, which I'm pretty sure will exist, and then open it up and pass in that string.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm on the phone.
You're so popular. You're so popular.
That's the, that's the guy that saved me out of the elevator.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. That's so funny. Okay, paste the string in. Yep. But now you got to double. Yeah. And then after it, do a comma, and inside of the parentheses, do a comma, and open up a curly bracket again. Okay, we're gonna try to. I was gonna say raw dog this, but it's not that intense. Hit enter to open up a new line. Type in headers, colon. Open up the squiggly bracket again.
That's the worst part about JavaScript, man. Too many of these.
It used to be a lot worse, so be grateful. Yeah. Oh, hit enter again. Okay. Inside of this, a string that says X API key, X string, so it needs to be in quotes. And I'm like 85% sure it needs to all be lowercase. And it's X dash API dash key. Yep. Cool. Oh, where it says FID, we also need to pass in the Nanar API key. Okay, cool. Technically, in this case, we wouldn't do it as uppercase, because if you do it uppercase, that means it's constant. But grab the uppercase thing, totally fine. Above get recent casts, say const Nanar API key. Yeah.
Actually, I'll fix it.
No, it needs to be uppercase this time. I'm so sorry, because well, need is a strong word, but it's correct for it to be uppercase this time. Equals, and then do parentheses env.
Env?
ENV.
Oh, env.
Is this the right way to do this? No, go back. Pass it into the function. I'm sorry.
Well,
but write it lowercase.
Oh,
kill this line.
Yeah.
Kill this line. Kill this entire line. We're doing it inside of line 11. Basically, what just happened is I want a consolidated way to pass in the Nanar API key, but the Nanar API key only exists on line 20. It doesn't exist in the context of the beginning of the file, because you can see it's passed into that fetch function.
It doesn't need to be. We're just making the tool that we're going to use in the bottom, and so we don't need it up here. That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. So the value of this object, so colon, is again, I'm so sorry. It's a string bearer, capital B. Actually, is it? No, it's not. It's not. I'm lying to you. It's just Nanar API key. Okay. And then go back to the Nanar API.
There is some options.
Yeah. How do we pass into FID? Scroll down. It says query params on the left. Yeah, and it's just scroll down a tiny bit.
See.
Yeah. Okay. FID. And then I believe there's a limit we want to pass in. Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a limit.
25.
It's 120, 150 is the max. I have that number memorized in my DNA. So let's get 150. Okay. So go back to the thing.
In your DNA.
Yeah, that was dramatic. I'm sorry. Before we do, fuck it. Just where it says casts, you want to do a template or do you want to do concatenation? Just pick one randomly.
Template.
Okay. On line 11, replace the quote marks with backticks.
With pardon?
Backticks. The key. How you do markdown in Slack. The key to the left of 1.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. That's my keyboard because I have it. There it is. Yeah, I don't know where the fuck that key is.
It's my keyboard as well.
Okay. Question mark after casts.
Pardon?
Question mark after casts.
Oh.
$, squirrely bracket, your favorite thing. Okay, and then inside of that, put in FID, golden.
And then and limit.
Limit equals 150. Yeah. Limit doesn't need to be in that because it's not dynamic. It can just be part of the
Oh,
template.
so we can add that
Yeah.
on later. Okay.
No, you can just do it right now. You can just type in and limit equals 150. It just doesn't, yeah, it doesn't need to have a squiggly.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah, because it's
It
constant
doesn't
part of
have
the template.
it doesn't have a changing variable we're passing
Yeah,
through.
exactly. And this fetch that we're doing on line 11, we need to get the value of it. So before we do fetch, we need to do like const data equals on line 11, where we're calling the function. Yeah, we need to save the results of the function. So at line 11 at the beginning, just do const data.
Oh, so
I'm
we
not
have a
supposed to
place
say
to
it.
put it.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's on the same line. So const data equals fetch. That entire line that you have. Yep.
Oh, that works.
Yeah. And there's actually a little bit more, but if you do that, const data equals fetch. You have two fetches now, though. We need to use the one on line 12.
Oh, I see. I need to.
Yeah, move that up. Yeah, perfect. And then it's an async function. So after on the right of the equals sign, before we call fetch on line 11, const data equals. Yeah, after it says equals, we need to say await, A-W-A-I-T.
Await fetch.
Yeah. Okay, now we're good. Now, that's going to return the actual response of the API. We need to grab the JSON out of it. You want to guess how to get JSON out of it?
You do. Well, you get this. It doesn't.
You have the data. You call a function on the data is the HTTP status code, the headers, the stuff. How do you think you go from data to JSON? It's really simple.
Oh, data bracket 0 or data 1.
No, you just call data to JSON.
Oh, really?
Everything is a function in JavaScript. Okay, so let's do constant equal JSON equals await data.json. After we get the data, like before line 16. Yep.
Oh, outside these?
Yep. JSON. Const JSON equals, we're saving it to a new thing. And then there's some other stuff we could do in here. It's await again, because it's an async function. So after the equal sign. Yeah, because you're calling await on JSON. And JSON is a function, so it needs the parentheses.
Where?
You're writing at the end where it says data.json, it's data.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You're writing Pythonic code when you do properties. Okay. And then return JSON.
Am I missing a semicolon here? Does this need
No, you're perfect. It's you can do if you can have it, you can don't have it, you can mix it. It's who gives a shit.
I'll put it in there.
Okay.
Just for stylistic consistency with that one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we have the function now that can get the last 150 casts. Things we need to add into this function later. Error handling. Right now, if nanar doesn't return JSON, it returns like a I don't know, this FID or something error. It doesn't work. So later on, we need to add in error handling. The other thing we need to add in later on is, well, write first.
Yes.
Sorry, I have so many texts, but that's okay. I'll look at them later. You need to add in error handling. You need to add in pagination. Because right now we're just going to get 150, but each time we get 150, we want to grab the last one's ID and pass it to nanar to get the next 150.
Right, and then I need to add my D, or do I need to add my DB in here?
We'll get there.
Okay.
That's like the next phase. But for this get recent cast function, and then we'll get there.
Oh,
Line 22. Hit enter to get some lines before it. The returns the end of the function, so we need it before the return. Yeah. Cool. And then here we're gonna name the variable to get the data in, like const, whatever the fuck you recent casts or whatever. Yep. Equals, and then
oh fuck me.
you gotta disable that. That's really annoying. You gotta use no. It's not a get because it's you already are calling it that. It's the yeah. Okay. Await because it's async. Get recent casts and then pass in your FID. Cool.
Oh, that's a good
Parentheses.
question. I don't actually know.
Yours is 4408.
We can, mine 7, but yeah.
Yeah, and then the comma, because we got inside of the parentheses because it's the second argument to the function.
Oh,
Cool. Env dot upper whatever you put in your name RAP, I guess. Yeah. And if you look, env is coming in from the fetch. It's being passed to us from Cloudflare, and then close parentheses.
now, now, should I like do? Should I like make this like Kecker's recent casts or something? Like,
Doesn't matter. We're going to change it anyway. All
Oh.
of this is temporary. All of this is temporary. Yeah.
Okay. And
Cool.
then I can get rid of this. Hello
Well,
world
you need it because you need to return it. Just replace the hello world and the parentheses
with,
with I want to say JSON response.json. Sorry, so kill the parentheses entirely. .json lowercase. Oh, it does exist. Cool. And then open parentheses, recent casts inside it. Yeah. Okay. That was a lot, but we got there. That was the hardest part we're gonna do. I promise you.
I believe it.
If you're
Well,
comfortable
then-
writing SQL, otherwise it's gonna suck. Go to your terminal. Npx, hit up 2 times or 3 times.
Oh, you know what? It's still running over here.
Oh, is it? Okay, great. Then
Yeah.
refresh the page. You might need to restart it.
That's fine.
Something's weird that happened. Did we save the file?
No.
We did not. Okay, and then let's refresh.
I do that more times than I'd
Cool.
like to admit.
Response.json is not a constructor. Let me just Google it real quickly. Wrangler. I always just have cursor right in my code, so this is really difficult.
Me too. I mean, I'm not.
Okay, let's try something else. Just do return new response recent casts. Don't do the JSON at all.
Let's just see what that gets us, huh?
Yeah.
That
I'm pretty sure it's going to return it as plain text, not JSON. But
Oh
okay.
no.
Yeah, that would be to okay. This is a Wrangler thing we're dealing with now. It's a Cloudflare worker thing. It's not an ANR thing.
Really?
We're trying to figure out.
I can't call like response.0 or get the
You
first
can.
one
The issue is we currently don't know how to output JSON. We
Oh, I
only
see.
know how to output strings.
Mm.
Let's go to GitHub. Go to my GitHub.
Go to your GitHub.
Yeah. This is the whole reason I open source code, is so I can look at my own code.
Your own. Lucky I have.
I'm just slash JC4P. Yeah.
Right
You should know it. Go to my and then look for FC swag.
Oh, dropping some alpha.
Who cares? You can just hit the repo tag. FC-swag. What the fuck? Okay, that was the hardest way of doing that. Go back. I do not respect what just happened. We need to do it a different way. Go back 2 pages.
We're here.
Okay. Okay. Okay, go to the API folder. And then let's go inside the source here. This is just another Wrangler project. And then look at like index. No, yeah, let's go into routes, I guess. Let's go to public.json or .js. And then how do I return stuff in here? Look for return. C.json. What the fuck is, it's because I'm using Hono. I'm not.
What's Hono? Oh yeah, Hono. Look at Hono up here.
I hate this so much. Hono is like a really minimalistic JavaScript. It's like Express for JavaScript. Cloudflare worker response. I'm just Googling it.
Hono. What a name.
What the fuck is happening?
I'm gonna look at Hono.
Hold on. Google Cloudflare worker return JSON. Yeah, look at that first one.
You did it right. I don't understand.
We, Catherine, we did it right. Oh, we did return new response. The new keyword needs to go away.
Goodbye. Let's try that.
.json. Don't forget to add the .json back.
We took it out.
Okay. Let's see what happens. Programming is so fun. FID is required. Let's look back at the code. It didn't pass in FID. Why didn't it pass in FID? It's FID equals. We forgot that part. Before the $sign. Before the $sign. The $sign makes it a variable.
Part of the variable. Right.
Yep. Okay, that should work now. That was stressful. I'm sorry. Okay, cool. Hit pretty print, please, dear God.
Where do I don't.
The checkbox. Oh my God. Okay, let's go down to your casts. I think it's just user.casts maybe.
Yeah, they give you a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah. Okay.
All my addresses.
Oh, these are all your casts. It just has all of the data associated with the casts. Scroll up to the very top. I bet you the very first thing it says is casts. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're looking at all of your casts. The thing is, it has an author associated, which has all of your data, including your wallet.
Oh, yeah, because see, here's a cast.
Yeah, so a lot of the data is useless. Okay.
Yeah, and see, that's exactly why, another reason why I wanted to do this is
so you can minimize it. Yeah. Search for embed in here. Let's find one of your posts that has an image attached. That one's empty.
Here's one.
Cool. Perfect.
Oh,
we're golden.
This is a mini app embed.
Yep, it's an Aries. Yep. And then scroll down a bit. Is there an image somewhere?
There's an OG image for her thing.
I don't love that. Keep scrolling. There should be another one. No. Go back to that embed. We care about that embed. This one's a lot easier. Okay, maybe we'll only support image embeds. Go down. One more. Look at how easy that one is. It's just a URL.
Yes, I mean, yes.
Yeah, and there's even 2 photos. In the Tumblr grid, how are we going to support 2 photos in one post? Do you remember how Tumblr did it?
There's a variety of approaches here, and
you sound like me.
We could do a light box with some.
We'll get it later. We don't need to decide right now. But sometimes the photos, there's 2 photos.
Yeah, sometimes there's multiple.
2 is the max.
I still need to have a soul search about this mini app thing too.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. All right. Go back to the. Do you see how easy it would be for them to add in more images? All you got to do is make the limit of the embeds higher, and then update the front end to show more images. Because it's already an array.
Is this a subtle call for 4 pictures?
Yeah, I'm not. No more hot takes after the TypeScript thing. Okay, so let's just get. What do we care about? Your cast's content, the text, and any attached images.
Yeah. Yes. Basically,
and the author information.
Author, permalink.
Oh yeah, we need the link.
Embeds. Let me look at this thing again.
Text.
Text. That's right. Oops.
Oh, that post is a really ugly. Okay. I remember those 2 photos. I know what they are.
Yeah, coward.
Okay, that's fine. Everything else is ephemeral because I don't know if that's the right word in that situation, but it sounded really fancy. But like the reactions and likes are going to be different each time, so we don't care about them.
That's right.
Or it's going to make it a lot harder to care about them. The only other thing we care about is the author. So there's that author field, and I believe it's like FID or username or whatever.
Yeah, although.
Well, if you want like Justin's page, your database needs to know what posts are Justin's.
Oh, that's true. I see what you're saying. Yes, so I do need that.
Yep.
And then.
Oh, you have author in here already.
Oh, I do.
First one. Okay. All right. Let's on line 19. Let's make a new function called like const extract past data. Okay, and then it's going to be equal sign again. This one is non-async, and it's going to take a parentheses of casts. Cool.
Yep.
And then after that, an arrow, and then outside of the parentheses, an arrow. So it's going to be a function, and then, yeah, squiggly brackets. Okay. We said we want so do const equals, okay. There's two ways of doing this. We can do a for loop or we can do map reduce. Which one would you like to do?
A for loop, please.
Okay, cool. Let's do const clean data equals empty array. Okay. And then for loop for cast of casts, in parentheses, casts of, or const cast, in parentheses.
All this?
For, and then parentheses.
Okay.
Const cast inside the parentheses. Is that how you do it for? Now I'm confused about it.
Yeah, we just look.
Yeah. No, I'm right. Everything is okay. For const cast it's either of casts or in casts. I think it's in casts. The issue is both are correct, but they're different things, which really sucks. For loop over array is what we want to do. A standard for loop is just I equals 0, I equals plus plus. Of.
No of, it says of, but there's a for each.
For each is the map approach. And then there's also in, but it's less common, but it can be used. Do you see the fourth one? This is an awful language. So either works. For const cast of casts or for const cast in casts.
I think we want of.
Who cares? We can do whatever we want. Okay.
I want of.
Okay. And then squiggly brackets. Okay. Just to make this easier and to add in some debug stuff, I want you to see what's actually happening. So we're going to do what's called deconstruction, which is we have a object and we're going to get the values inside of the object. Do const space squiggly bracket author comma text comma embeds equals outside of the squiggly bracket cast. So this is deconstructing casts into cast.author, cast.text, cast.embeds.
Why is it not liking this?
It's fine. It's just saying you're not using the values right now. It does like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So make a new line after line 23 inside of the for loop after we deconstruct. Okay. And then for now, if you would like, you could add in a console log of the text so you can see what it's like.
Do you want me to log the cast or the
text, because you just deconstructed it, so you want to see. Okay, and then just we have to technically. I'm trying to decide if the metadata for the image matters or only the image source matters. If you're gonna do the metadata is like the width and the height. If you are gonna do
a masonry grid,
exactly. If you're gonna do a masonry grid, you're gonna need to know the aspect ratio up front.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe we want the, just search for embeds again in here. Yeah, so it has metadata, which has the image width and image height. And I do think technically it'd be good to have that because it's going to help out with the masonry grid because you can arrange the tiles.
Yeah, although like
Tumblr wasn't masonry.
No, but there's like famous themes that were.
Okay. I looked at the catalog tab. I didn't look at people's themes. Their themes really annoyed me.
Yeah, no, I know. But also too, like in all candor, I know with modern masonry libraries, they like do all this for you.
Okay, then that's fine too. Maybe we don't. Let's just keep it. Let's keep it. It's not going to kill us if we keep it.
But now that we're here, we're going to take it, like
let's just take
the time. Take more than you need.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if take more than you need is a good strategy. That's very American. When you're no, you said it. You said it. Stick with it.
Data.
You said it. Stick with it.
I just have done backfills. It's annoying when you need something later and then have to go back and get it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm not judging. All right. We want to do clean data dot append, and then it's parentheses, and then is it append or is it push? No, it's push. Yeah, it's definitely push. Parentheses, squiggly brackets again. Inside the parentheses. Yeah. So we're going to push an element into clean data, and it's going to be an object. And then inside of the object, if you hit enter to add stuff in it, let's say author underscore FID colon author dot FID. Yeah. FID, because FID. Yeah. There's two ways of doing this when we get to the database. We can either have an authors table, and the authors table is where it has their FID, their username, and their profile picture just one time. Or we can have a single table called casts, and casts can have a column, author FID, author username, author profile picture. The difference is we're going to store the profile picture like 100 or 200 or 500 times, but it also doesn't matter whatsoever.
I would prefer to do an authors table, and then you have casts belonging to authors.
Okay, stick it up at the very top that we're going to do it later.
Um,
So what we're going to do later is create an authors table and assign unique IDs to authors, probably their FID.
Yep. I put it on there.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, for now, let's just do it every time though, and let's only do the FID because it's easier. So FID colon space author dot FID. Yeah. I will say, if you been using TypeScript, because Nanar does support TypeScript, when you hit dot and you typed in F, it would autocomplete ID. I just want that on the record.
Woo! Okay.
The other thing is that's a native feature in every other fucking language. But because JavaScript doesn't support it, you can use TypeScript to do it. But it's not worth the pain. Comma, enter, because we're going to keep adding keys into the object.
And then we're going to do...
Text.
Pardon?
Text. Yep. No, just text colon. Yeah, perfect. You can even do text and then hit comma, enter, and it will, you don't want an FID, you want the entire thing. And text is just a string. You see how you just did text colon space text?
Yeah.
The other thing you can do is you can just type in text, and it will understand automatically that what you're saying is make a key called text and assign a value to the variable called text. Just a little fun little choice you get to make in life. And then embeds. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You can do it like that? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yep, both work. You can mix it up. You can do anything you want to do. And then, yeah, after that squiggly bracket, you want to not that one, the second one, which is when the for loop ends. You want to do return clean data. Yeah. Cool.
Beautiful.
In your thing, after we get the recent casts, we need to do const cleaned casts equals before the JSON. The return is the very end of the function. So between these two lines of code, after recent casts, before return response.json, we need a new line.
Here?
Yep. And it's going to be const cleaned casts. Oh, we're so close to that in the database. Equals, there's no await this time, and then just clean extract cast data. That's what we call the function.
Yeah. Wow, your memory is great.
It's literally at the very top of the screen right now.
Oh, not mine.
It is.
Oh, it is?
It 100% is. Yep. Okay. And then parentheses, and he passes in the recent casts. Okay. And then response.json is going to be cleaned casts instead of recent casts. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Refresh the page. Cast is not
Rude.
No. It's because cast is an object which has a key in it called casts. When we call extract cast data, we need to do casts.casts. I should have known that. No, recent casts.cast at the very bottom. Recent casts, yeah. Recent casts.casts when we call it in. Yeah. Because recent cast is an object that has casts inside of it that have that array. Okay, should work now.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah, look how cute.
It's just what you want. I mean, that metadata is a lot of information because of the frame, but should we only consider image? No, because the embeds also have videos, so it's probably good to just keep all of them around, and
Yeah.
you can
Oh,
always filter on the front end.
wow. Look how I didn't even realize. Look how much they are extracting even from a.
They're not. This is New York Times just so happens to have OG tags set up for all of this. The
Oh, wow.
summary is coming from an AI, I'm
Do you think
sure.
they get SEO benefits from this or something? Like this is
Yeah,
really
exactly.
nice.
I think
Yeah.
so. However, the summary definitely is coming from, because that's not an OG standard. Where there's a key
See,
called summary that says Dear Media and stuff. So maybe they are calling an API or something. But anyway, yeah, let's so everything looks good.
this looks great.
Okay. Let's go back to the code. Actually, first let's Google Wrangler D1 how.
How?
Create. Okay, that getting started works. I'll take that. We cannot trust the AI overview, unfortunately. Okay, just for your record, D1 is distributed SQLite. It's really easy for Cloudflare to distribute because it's a binary file. It's just .SQLite instead of like Postgres or something that has a bunch of files. Let's go ahead and make one. Keep scrolling, you'll find some code.
Have it.
Keep
Create a worker.
keep going.
I don't need to make.
We've done all this.
Oh, I
Okay.
see.
Keep going. We went too far. Okay, there it is. npx wrangler d1 create and then the db name. You don't want to copy paste it because you don't want to do at latest. Let's go into your terminal. Close this or open another one. Sure. npx wrangler d1 create and then call the database whatever you want.
Shoot, should I make this?
Just call it Tumblr DB. Just call it Tumblr DB.
Tumblr what?
Tumblr-DB. Perfect. We're good.
Well, I was really overthinking that. My brain short-circuited.
Don't worry, I completely understand. Copy the thing that says database ID, that string, and then follow the next part of the guide, the getting started guide.
Bind your worker to the D1 database.
Okay, there we go. In your code, do we have Wrangler inside visuals inside
this
code?
one, JSON-C or whatever.
We might have TOML. I would prefer if we have TOML.
No,
we have JSON-C. Okay. Yeah, do whatever it says.
Bindings here, where they go.
You gotta go to the getting started and you gotta do what it says. So inside of look for D1 databases in there. Maybe it's already in there in the JSON.
Yeah, they did. So they have this section for it.
Just search for D1. Search for D1. It might have its own section.
No, it goes in the bindings.
Okay, are you sure? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
It says. Okay. Yes, I am sure.
Okay, that's not right. I'm just okay. Hold on. That's not right.
Why or what's?
Because you can see the squirrely brackets are saying it's incorrect.
Property database name is not allowed.
No, not that. Look at line 26. It's saying a squiggly doesn't belong there.
It says expected comma. End of file expected. What?
That's not where that fucking thing goes, is what I'm telling you.
But then
paste it back in. No. Paste it back in, but kill the squigglies. Just start from string.
Oops.
We'll get there.
Just take the.
Yes. That's gonna make me more comfortable. It still says it's not right. Yeah, I put a comma after the array on line 32 after the bracket. It still says it's not right. I really do not. Can we do something that I do, but I was hoping we wouldn't have to do?
Yeah, what's that?
Okay, kill the D1 databases thing.
What do you mean? How do I kill it?
Just delete what you just put in the file because it's incorrect.
Oh, I thought you meant destroy the whole database.
No. We're good. Don't worry about that. Copy this entire file. You're going to put it in ChatGPT or Claude. And you're going to say, make this TOML, CTOML. Please. To explain what's going on, you don't want to use JSON. You don't want to use YAML because they don't support comments. So they used to use TOML, which is YAML, but it supports comments. And if for some fucking stupid reason they decided to move over to JSON comments, JSON C, but it's fucking so much harder than TOML. So can we delete this file, wrangler.jsonc, make a new file, wrangler.toml? Just delete this fucking file. Yeah, it doesn't deserve to be in our code base. Okay. Wrangler.toml, make that file. Save it as wrangler.toml. That's the file name.
Yeah, I like to do that because then you see.
Okay.
Does it need to go in the root?
It goes under root, yeah. Okay, and then copy paste whatever ChatGPT gave you into it. Perfect. Okay, great. Now inside of here, we're gonna go over to the getting started guide again.
Can you hear that dog?
No, maybe, I don't know. I'm too focused in on this TOML right now. Go back to the getting started on the guide. Switch over to the TOML tab. Not that one, the other one you have open. Yep. Switch over to the TOML tab.
Well, I see why you like this better.
Yeah, just copy that over. Copy that over.
And then this goes at the end.
Just wherever the fuck you would feel like in the file. Anywhere.
Well, this is all comments, so.
So just put it after bindings. Yeah, on line 21. Yeah. Okay, perfect. And then put in the actual name and the ID from the terminal.
No.
That was a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad you couldn't.
Imagine how bad it would have been on IWS. This is the easier way. Okay, perfect. We're golden. You got to restart. Close Wrangler because we need to make some changes to the code. So in the other tab where you have Wrangler dev, kill that.
Kill it.
Okay. While we're here, can we copy paste the JSON from the tab that you had open? Good. Paste it. Maybe only copy like 5 of them or something. Paste it into ChatGPT and say, can you please give me a SQLite create table statement for this data?
Oh, well, great idea.
That's how I do everything. It doesn't need all of them. It just
I
grab.
know, we're only like
Okay.
2 in. It gives you a lot back.
Yeah. It doesn't need proper JSON. You can just feed it half of a thing and it will understand it. Yep.
Create.
For SQLite, SQLite. One word.
Oh, wow, new error. Goodbye.
Okay, while this is happening, can we go back to the D1 docs? Yeah. Don't love that. Don't love that. Don't love that. Can you ask it? No.
Oh, no, I don't love it
Yeah.
either.
Can you ask it to make the embeds a column that's a JSON string? Okay. Awesome.
Wait,
awesome.
and then also.
Yeah.
Do a table for cast for the cast author.
We're not doing that yet. That's a future thing. That's not crucial to our point of developing an API that can do a database. Okay. Here's the whatever. Can you ask it to make it one line and no comments? Because we have to copy paste it into the terminal, and it's going to be a lot easier if it's just one line. It doesn't need to know.
I want to tell
Okay,
it.
perfect. Let's copy that.
I wanted to tell it. Okay.
We're going to try to do this off memory. The very first thing we do off this, open up Cloudflare and go back to the dashboard. And then on the left, it's the second tab you have open, I think. Or do that.
No, yeah. Whatever.
No, the second tab you have open.
Yeah. You know. Yeah. Yeah.
Go to, on the left, scroll down a bit, and there's something like data storage or something. Storage and databases. Yep. Open that up. Go to D1. We should have an empty table with no data in it. Perfect. Let's go over to the terminal. We're going to do npx wrangler d1 execute, and then open a string, and then paste everything you have into it and close the string. No, you got to do the quotation marks. You can hold command and go left. Control and go left. Okay, never mind. Fuck me.
Fuck me too. I'm the one that got us here, but by moving a little too fast.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Space after the execute, no space before the create.
You know what? Oops.
Hit Control C. Hit Control C. There we go. Okay, npx wrangler d1 execute. I believe you have to say Tumblr DB before you put in the text. I'm sorry. Control C again. npx wrangler d1 execute. D1 execute. Tumblr underscore DB.
Everything is this, right?
Yes. If we did it that way. And then, yeah. Okay. Close the string. I'm like 90% sure that's going to work.
All right. Did he do it, folks? Boom.
Nope.
No. No. Unknown tape or unknown argument.
Wrangler D1 execute database. Is that not what we did? Oh, we're missing a flag. Can you scroll down? There's going to be a flag for passing in the. We need to do -- command. Because you see how it says for single SQL statement to execute, we need to do -command. Yep. So it's Tumblr DB. Oh yeah, that should work. No, it's not going to work. You have to go before the string.
Oh,
because you're saying there's a command incoming, and here's the command.
Right.
You can just Control C. You don't do the backspace.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. This time's the charm. npx wrangler
D1 execute -- command.
No. Tumblr DB.
Tumblr.
Yep.
DB --
yes, perfect.
Command. Boom.
You
boom.
missed no, you missed an M in command.
Oh no.
That's going to be the charm. Okay.
Imagine if you're illiterate trying to do this.
I think you'd. There are people who talk program.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I think they're blind, not illiterate. Okay. Hit enter. Beautiful.
Ooh.
Here's the thing. This only made it on your computer. It's not set up on Cloudflare yet. It's only in a SQLite file on your computer for Bun Wrangler dev purposes. So hit up, just to make sure when we deploy it, it works. Hit up. Yeah, and then space -- remote. Perfect. And then that's going to deploy it on the remote.
Aha. I wouldn't have guessed that. Oh, there we go. There it goes.
Okay, so we got a database now. If you go back in the Cloudflare dashboard and you look and you refresh the page, refresh the page and go to tables, we got a database cooking. Okay, look at tables. Yeah, and it's going to be empty.
Oh, there's our posts.
Yep.
Cute. And let's look at the columns. See if we got. Yep, everything we want is in here. It's so nice.
We probably want to add a timestamp so you can actually sort them on your Tumblr.
Yeah, that's quite true, isn't it? I feel.
Do you want to do that later, or do you want to do it now?
Well, I might as well just do it now. Really
I gotta
quick.
leave in like 40 minutes. Just
More
FYI.
than 40
to my
minutes.
sushi. Yeah. let's fuck it for now. Just move on.
Okay,
Just move on,
alright.
because it's not absolutely mandatory for the purpose of deploying an API and having it work.
No, let me come back
Okay.
here. Where am I?
So now, before, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Before const get recent casts, we wanna at the very top when you're defining all of your functions, not here at the very top of the file.
Oh,
Yeah, when you're actually defining it, we want to do one that says const get casts.
done.
Yep, perfect. And then equals and an async, and then it's going to take a FID and it's going to take a DB. Yeah, perfect. And an equal sign or arrow sign. Yeah, squiggly. Okay, cool. We want to look at the D1 documentation again to see how to use the DB. Okay. Yeah. Just scroll down a bit more. It should say, there it is.
Query.
No, keep going, keep going. That's showing you how to make a file. That's showing you how to do it. Okay,
This?
cool. Yeah, this is the part we want to see.
Yeah.
It says env.db. Okay, cool. We're good. We're good. We're good. So it's saying at the bottom of the file when we have that fetch function, just like how we had env.name our API key, we have env. Whatever we call the DB in the TOML file, which will then let us run queries.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's go back in the code. There are a lot of better ways to do this, but we're just going to do, again, there are, is anyone going to kill me? By the time we're in this video, no one that knows more than me is going to be watching this, probably. Therefore, if we do this a bad way and leave a note, we can do it the proper way later, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
So
let's do const casts equals. Is it? Let's do a wait. I'm pretty sure it's a wait. I'm trying to, we'll find out if it's not a wait. DB dot query, and then open up a parentheses, and then it needs to be directly touching the query. Yep. Open up a string, select, perfect, thank you. Star, so select space star, from posts. Well, you got to do the from in uppercase now too if you're going to do
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, posts lowercase. Yeah, where author FID underscore FID equals sign. Okay, and then just to tell you what's going on here, we could do a question mark, and then later on we pass in the FID. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
That is going to prevent if someone in the query, if someone somehow accesses this method, and instead of passing in where author equals FID 4407, they pass in where author equals FID, comment mark, new line, select passwords from admin or whatever, they can get whatever they want. That's called a SQL injection. If you do a question mark and you pass in the author FID, it prevents the SQL injection because it goes through a function to sanitize it. We're not going to worry about that right now. Just type in after the quote ends, so space, and then come outside of the quote. At the end of,
should this equals be touching or no?
No. And the end of the equals shouldn't be touching either. So a space, yep. And then outside of the quote, do plus FID. Very bad. Don't do this. It can cause you to get hacked. Added to do that says updated later. Who gives a shit? Okay.
Here's my to-do.
Yeah. Query to use parameters. Okay, cool. For now, just return casts in that function. Yeah. You wrote in turn like Norwegian or something. Yeah, okay. Come to the bottom. And then comment out those 2 lines of code for now, the recent casts and the cleaned casts. Yeah, just comment them out and then hit command, yeah. And then make a new line before the response.json that says const cached casts equals and then get. I think it's. I don't remember if it's async or not.
Are we using this?
Yes. Okay. Get cache cast. We have it as async. Let's find out if it should be async. You need to know wait for async functions.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then if it's not async, we'll find out. Yeah. And then pass into FID. And then in your TOML file, what do we have the database saved under? So if you go to wrangler.toml,
We have that.
scroll down a little bit. We have DB in uppercase. So
Yeah.
in the code, the second variable you pass into the function should be env.db, just like it has it in there.
Perfect.
So comma env.db. Okay. And then update the return to be cached casts instead of cleaned casts. You can just update it on line 48.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Refresh. You got to run bun wrangler dev first. In it, it's going to say npx bun. Sorry, I keep saying bun. npx wrangler dev.
That's all right. I understood.
Yeah. You see how it says simulated local DB?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That would have been such a huge pain to set up on AWS. Okay, refresh the page or load the URL again, and it should have nothing in it. db.query is not a function. Cloudflare, let's Google it together. Cloudflare Wrangler DB query. Query a database. Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. And that, I don't want to do prepare. Oh, sorry, go back up.
I think it might have been this. No.
Yeah, no, it's there. It's there. It's. I don't want to do. I don't. It wants us to do it in a way where we can't get hacked, but we can't get hacked because it's. It's okay. Oh, let's just do it the correct way. Yeah. So instead of doing env.db.query, we need to do like const query statement equals db.prepare and then use a question mark, and then we need to do return equals await. Let's just go into code and I'll show you. Okay, so at the very beginning of the function, before you try to get the casts, I hate this, const statement equals db.prepare, and then do the exact same thing we have it, the exact same string.
Like just copy this whole thing, the
Yep.
query?
Cool. And then instead of doing where FID equals and then adding it, just do where FID equals question mark inside of the string. I'm so glad I explained what the purpose of this is already, so you're not super confused, hopefully. And then the no space after the question mark.
Oh.
Okay, cool. Delete the db.query. Do const.casts equals await statement. Let's look at the docs one more time. So we're going to bind the statement to the variable. It's called bind. Who would have guessed? So we're going to do statement.bind, and then we're going to pass in the FID.
Where do you see? Oh,
If,
there it is.
Yep. Statement, well, yeah, statement.bind, and then pass in the FID. FID's argument.
Oh, the variable.
Yeah. And then dot run. How fucking annoying was that? Dot run is a function, so it needs parentheses.
Oh, I don't. This is my, in other languages you don't have.
Yeah, let's run it and let's see. Cool.
Yay!
It has nothing.
What?
It has nothing, which is correct.
Yeah.
It has that results, which is empty. That's what we actually care about.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
So this was our check for the.
This was our check for running against. So what we're going to do now after we did this is we're going to say if cached cast is an empty array, we get the newest cache, the newest casts and add them to the database.
But shouldn't we check against something other than FID? Because that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know what I mean?
I continue talking. I don't know what you're asking.
Like, right now it's looking to see if there's any posts from me in the database at all. And there isn't. But like in a future state, there might be 150, but then I make a new one. But do you see what I'm saying? Like that doesn't, like, do we need the timestamp?
At the very top, type in add in cache invalidation. That's not the 100% correct word for it, but ChatGPT will understand what I mean. What we're going to do is we're going to have another database table that's going to be called syncs or something. Syncs is going to have an FID and it's going to have a timestamp. Every time we refresh their casts or get the newest casts, we're going to ask Nanar, give me the casts that have occurred since this timestamp. If there are any new casts, we add them to the database.
I see. I've never used this technique before.
Yep, it's called cache invalidation. Yep.
So this is like a thing, like when I go back later and add this and look it up, it'll be like, this is how it works. And I'll be able to figure that out. And
100%.
I don't have to remember this. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the advantage of this versus like in some of my other apps, I kind of do it like a more, like I say, like I check off the last one or something. And like, do you know what I mean?
It's 100% same exact thing. You can definitely do that. It's just, it's technically easier if you have its own table because when a user tries loading the page, it's typically faster to say, grab me the table row 4407 and the column last updated at, than it is faster to say, grab me the most recent cast by this person, because you have to grab all of their casts and then you have to arrange them and then you have to grab the last one.
I see. So it's over the long arc of this app, it's faster.
And to be clear, the complete other way we could do this is make it so there's a function that runs every hour or every 6 hours that goes through all the FIDs you care about and it grabs their recent casts instead of doing it on the fly.
Yes. Yeah. No, I've never I think this is better.
Okay, cool. And then just doesn't matter. We don't need to get so far ahead of ourselves. It's return casts.results because that's the actual array we care about.
Here?
Yep. And then if you go back all the way to the end where we're actually the injection point. Okay, so in here, after const cache casts, you're going to say if, and then say like cache cast dot length equals inside parentheses. Yeah, cached casts dot length.
Length?
Yep, LENT LENGHT. The size. Equals 3 equal signs 0. Okay, and then inside of that, if you open up squiggly brackets, outside of the parentheses.
Oh.
Yeah, so we declared the condition for the if statement. Now we're inside the if statement. Now you want to do recent casts equals cleaned casts equals. So copy paste those commented lines we have.
Aha.
So it's saying if the cache is empty. Later on, we're going to update to say if the cache is empty or the most recent post is from 5 minutes ago or whatever, whatever. And then at above cached casts, say like let's make let's do let cleaned casts.
Here?
Yeah, because we need to have a variable Let's do it the easy way, and then you can fix it later. I don't care. Basically, we need to have a placeholder for what we're going to return, and the placeholder needs to either be filled with the cache or it needs to be filled with the latest values, so that we can have one single return statement, which is the cleaner way of doing it.
Oh.
If instead, inside of the if statement, we do a return response.json, that will also work. So after line 51, if you do a new line 50 now, because you deleted a line, inside of the squiggly brackets.
Oh.
Okay, do return response.json cleaned casts. Okay, we're literally almost done.
Good, because you got to go eat sushi.
It'll be fine. It'll be like a 20-minute trip, and it's 5. Okay. Inside of after we do the get cache cast function at the very top of this, at the very top of the file where we define the function, yeah, we're gonna do another one called save cached casts or save casts to cache or whatever, and then it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be an async.
And then it'll take a fid, and it'll take
an array of casts. Perfect. Cool. And an arrow. This is called an arrow function. What we're doing, it's the equivalent of doing function parentheses open. Okay. And then in here, let's go back to the D1 docs and let's find some insert documentation. Because what we did right now is querying. Is there anything in here on
import and export data?
Okay.
No, that's like a whole fucking thing.
No, let's keep going. Maybe it's in there. That's telling us how to import data from the command line. That's telling us how to. Okay, yeah, fuck that. You were right. Yeah. Oh, insert into. No, that's still a SQL statement happening inside. Okay. Just Google it. Just Google. Cloudflare Wrangler execute insert. Wrangler D1 execute insert. Okay, cool. That's literally the.
What?
Keep going. That's showing you the first way of doing it. That's showing you how to do it without the code. That's showing you how to get a thing. That's showing you how to deploy it. Just go back to Google. You know what? What the fuck are we doing? Go to ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT. Why are we wasting our time? Copy paste your entire code.
The whole file?
Yeah, fuck it. Just the entire thing. Feed it into it, and then do a new line at the end and say, how do I insert to the database? I keep forgetting we have AI. Oh, it's because you're not using Cursor. You're using VS Code. Okay, we've done that already. We don't have a timestamp. We'll get there later. Okay, let's do that. Let's just copy paste that entire thing. We don't have the timestamp, so we don't want to do that, but we'll get there. And yeah.
No, we can take this off.
Yeah.
Right. And then
everything else is good.
And then take this off, right?
Out of the and then also on line 24. Yep. And then later on you can add it. Perfect. Perfect. Scroll down to the very bottom. Sorry, we're not using FID, I think. If you go back to the function at the top, it said where it says cast.author FID, that doesn't exist. Just do FID there instead of cast.author FID, because author FID does not exist on the cast. I think because that's how we cleaned it. Okay, go to the very bottom.
But wait, I didn't change anything here.
I know. That's fine. Okay. Save this and load the page.
It's not gonna like it.
It's not gonna get it from the cache. It's gonna like it. It just won't get it from the cache. Okay, so that is how we did it. Every cast has author FID text that embeds. So actually, it's right. And in our execute save cache functions, we don't need to pass in the FID because it's already in the casts.
Oh, perfect. And then it's in. Okay, so I can take this off.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. Now at the very end, after we retrieve the latest ones so this is the ones I just got from Nanar. Go back into your file, and after we clean them from Nanar, at the end of the file, Yep. Before we do line 68, between 67 and 68,
Yep.
you want to call that function after we clean them.
After we clean them, so
Yep.
after
Yep.
clean class right here, we want to call.
Await. You don't need to grab the results. It doesn't matter. Await and then save cached cast or whatever we called it. Yep.
We called it. I'm an idiot.
It's there. It's there at the very top of the file, man. Come on.
I don't know why.
Okay. And then yeah, pass in the DB and the cleaned casts. Env.db first.
Oh,
That's how you chose to do it.
that's yeah. Wow, she's stupid.
No, it's fine. It doesn't fucking matter. It's your code. DB database.
She can't type either.
Okay, cool. You're good.
Yeah, great. Yeah, and then okay, so well, just to recap on here, this whole function is checking to see if
Well,
they're-
first, taking a step back, this
Uh-huh.
function is what gets called when people load your API.
Yes, this is what happens when the route is hit.
Yes. Yeah.
And what happens when the route is hit is it looks to see if there are any posts from the author in the database. If there are, then it gets the new ones, or it gets
No. If there are, it just returns it. If they are, the if statement is invalid.
if there are one. Okay, let me just take a step back. It looks to see if there are posts from the person in the database. If there are, it responds. If there are, it returns them. If there's not, then it goes and gets them and saves them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in the case where, in all cases actually, later on, we also want to add in the concept of even if there are stuff in the database, but it's been more than 5 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever, retrieve any of their newest posts.
Yeah, and that's what you refer to up
Yeah,
here as
that's the cache and validation. Yeah.
Cache and validation.
Okay, cool. We're good now.
Perfect. Thank you.
Refresh the page. The second time you refresh it, it should be a lot faster. Cool. And then refresh it one more time.
Whoa.
Refresh it one more time. Cool. We're good. The only thing we need to do in here is I'll leave it as a spoiler egg. When you get the embeds from the database, they're strings, not JSON. So you need to do JSON.parse on them.
Where is that? Like
in the get cached deep thing. Yep. After we get the casts at the above function, line 16.
Here?
Yeah, at the end of that, before we return them, we need to clean them so all of the embeds are JSON instead of strings. But you can do that later. It doesn't matter for now. And the reason we have to do that is because SQLite does not have a JSON column type. It only has strings, so we convert it to strings. Clean the cached response to have embeds as JSON. We're literally almost done. We're seconds away from getting this deployed.
So from JSON to strings?
From string to JSON.
Strings to JSON.
Because right now, if you look at it in your Chrome browser, you can't hit the button to look at the first one or the second one. When it says embeds.
Oh, this.
Yeah, it has quote marks because it's a string.
You specifically mean the embeds?
Yep.
Yeah, I see. I was confused. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the embeds, SQLite, our database, doesn't support JSON. So because we wanted JSON in a column, we just had to make it a string. So then when we extract it, we also want to.
So I can do this. I can do this in the get statement before it gives it back to me. Is what you're saying. Exactly.
Yep. Right. So before casts.results, you do like const casts equals cast.for each. Or let's not do it right now because I said it wrong. What I said is not correct, and I don't want you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then make a comment, but yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Let's deploy it.
Oh, cool. Is that back in our terminal?
Yep. So yeah, close the local server, and then npx wrangler deploy.
Oh, seriously? Is this really how easy it is?
Yeah. Well, hopefully it actually deploys this time because last time I didn't finish deploying for some reason. 1.8 kilobytes of code. Deployed it. Let's command click on that URL. Command double click? Control double click? Command double click. Oh, okay, whatever.
OMG. Oh my God. How do you not make your own APIs constantly?
It's not loading. I don't love that.
Yeah, I don't love that either. It's going really slow. No, there it is.
Okay, cool. Refresh it one more time. It should be instant. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
It has the embedding error, but we're good.
Yeah. So now I just need to make this for the people I want it for, and then do the stuff on the to-do list.
Almost correct. What you need to do is update the function. So instead of calling checkers.workers.dev,
Remove
we need
the
to call,
hard-coded fid.
yes, make it like question mark FID equals.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the other thing you're going to have to do, add it to the list at the top, is implement cores.
No.
It's fine. It's one line of code. It's literally, and this is why people use Hono, because it's built into Hono for default. Yeah, all you're going to do is at the very top, you're going to say like const return cores response instead of return.json. Because when your web page makes a call to the API, we need to make sure it's not just some rando making a web page call to this API. We need to make sure it's coming from you directly so that someone else can't abuse this API.
I was going to ask about that, and then that's how you do it. Cores.
Yep.
Then it'll basically say only allow requests from checkers.
Localhost or
Checkers.
checkersapp.whatever.com or so on. The issue is that only applies in browsers. Someone could still open up their terminal and make a call to this API if they feel like it.
Yeah, and that's why you could use a key or something.
Your authentication or API key or anything. Yeah. Cool.
If anyone hammers this, I don't know why they would. I really don't.
No, it's fun. It's fun. You're gonna hate editing this video. That's it.
So true.
Yeah, that's legit. It's it. The other thing you could do if you want as an optional is switch over to Hono, Hono. Hono, I don't know how to say it, is gonna make it so you can have like /casts and /topcasts or something. So you can have multiple API routes instead of just the one that you have right now.
Yeah.
If you need that, you can do it. Yeah.
Dude, this has been so helpful. I can't wait to show everyone their tumblers.